In the matter of Velasquez versus Sieber. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Ms. Velasquez, Mr. Sieber was a friend of yours, and you claim that he owes you for some expenses from a trip to Spain that you took with him.
That's correct.
Or that he took with you. Mr. Sieber says there was never any agreement to pay you back any of the money you expended on his behalf, while acknowledging that you did spend money on him for plane tickets and some hotel expenses. Is that right, Mr. Sieber?
That's correct.
Okay. So let me turn to you first. I'd like you to tell me something about yourself.
Okay. I'm from Manassas, Virginia. I met Lydia in New York.
I didn't ask you where you met her. I asked you something about yourself.
Something about myself?
Yeah. First, why don't you tell me how old you are?
I'm 22 years old.
And what do you do for a living?
I sell cars.
And how long have you been selling cars?
For about 8 months now.
Is that what you want to be, a car salesman, when you grow up?
No, but it pays well.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Own my own business.
What kind of business?
Maybe a daycare.
A daycare?
Yeah.
You like children?
Love children.
Why do you think that you have what it takes to guide young children into maturity? Stand up straight. First, the first thing you have to know is that you don't have to lean on anything.
Yes.
A table, a woman, anything. So what I want you to tell me, Mr. Sieber, is, since your life's ambition is to own a daycare.
Yeah.
Yes, try yes.
Yes.
That's the first thing you have to do with children, teach them how to speak. And since that is probably one of the most laudable professions to guide children, I want you to explain to me what personality traits you believe you have that would qualify you to guide the future of America. I want you to think about that, Mr. Fastmouth, before you answer my question. Because I want you to think of what it is. Because as you see from this little repartee that we're having between us, I can swallow you up alive. We understand each other?
Oh, we understand each other.
Very good. So I want you to think very carefully, Smarty Mouth, why you believe that you can, with your talents and what those talents and moral qualities that you have are, to guide the children who are the future of America.
Because I'm consistent and committed.
Committed to what?
Committed to be able to learn whatever I have to learn to be able to teach children.
Okay. Now let's talk about your moral qualifications. You sell cars?
Yes.
Did you ever exaggerate to somebody when you sold them a car?
No.
Never?
No.
So when you're negotiating with somebody, you're always right up front. When you say, listen, my manager won't let me take a penny less than for this car, and I'm going to give up most of my commission so that you can have this car, because I want you to have this car.
Of course.
That's totally honest.
Oh, yeah.
Never said anything that wasn't true.
No, ma'am.
Okay. I want you to do this for me, Mr. Sieber. When you open up your daycare center,
yes, ma'am.
Let me know where it is.
Okay.
When did you take this trip with Miss Velasquez?
We took it March 31st.
And how long did you go for?
6 days.
Who went, Mr. Sieber?
Myself and Lydia.
Just the two of you?
Yes, ma'am.
And I assume, Miss Velasquez, from reading your papers, that you had a little bit of a crush on him.
I did.
Now, what makes you think, Mr. Sieber, that even though Miss Velasquez had a crush on you, she was going to pay for your tickets?
Well, when I got the car early in February, and she asked me to take the trip with her, I told her that I would take the trip, and she said that she would cover the flight expense if I would go with her. When we got over there, the first night that we were there, advances were made, and I told her I wasn't looking for anything further. And after that happened, we got back to Northern Virginia, I started getting calls. She wanted money. So, because the advances were denied, she decided she wanted payment. Why
did you go with her, Mr. Sieber?
Because I liked her as a friend.
Did you tell her that?
Yes.
Oh, tell me what you said to her.
Exactly that.
Let me hear.
I like you as a friend.
When did you tell her that?
Many times. In New York, when I was with her, over the phone.
When she called and asked you to go to Europe with her, did she say why she wanted you to go to Europe with her?
No.
All right, now I'll hear you, Miss Velasquez.
Thank you.
When did you call him?
I didn't call him, actually. He had called me. We initially met, and we went on a really nice romantic first date. We kept in touch. My sister got sick. He was calling to ask me about her. And through the course of the conversation, towards the end of the conversation, I had told him about a trip that I was planning for myself. I thought planning a trip for myself and going to Spain was really what I wanted to do. Then Shannon had called me. He's very charming on the phone, and he expressed his interest in coming with me.
No, just not expressing it. What did he say, if you remember?
He said, would you mind if I came with you? And I said, yeah, no, that's great. I was excited about the fact that he wanted to go with me on a trip.
Now let's get to the tickets.
Sure. he had said if he can find a ticket for around $400 that he'd go ahead and, pay me for that. So the next day I did a vigorous search. I'm pretty good at the internet, and I found tickets. I had called him up and I told him how much the ticket was going to be. It was around $444. And he had said, that's fine. And I said, well, I already put the hotels, so you can just pay me half for the hotels. We can split that and then just pay me back for the flight. And he said that he would pay me back the full amount. When we got to Spain, he paid me $300 in cash. And he...
Oh, Mr. Sieber, how come you gave her $300 in cash, sir?
Oh, that was for the hotel.
You gave her $300 and said...
And he said, on April 18th, I will send you the remaining balance. So I had thought that he was going to pay me once he got back home. We had a good time. I realized, though, when we got there, his attitude towards me changed. Before that, the phone conversations were great. He was saying, oh, you're so cute, and I'm listening to your CD right now because I sing or whatnot, and you're making me smile and all this charming baloney. And I fell for it. I fell for it like I would, but when we got there, though, his attitude changed towards me. He all of a sudden was cold, distant, and it seemed like I was irritating to him.
The bloom was off the rose.
It was.
Okay, fine.
It fell down and someone squished it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I've been around long enough, Mr. Sieber, to know that what goes around comes around. And if you're not nice to people, eventually it's going to come back and bite you in the behind.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lydia Velasquez says former friend Shannon Sieber owes for a trip to Spain. Shannon claims Lydia is upset that he only wants to be friends.
All right. $444 was the plane ticket, is that right?
Correct.
And then there was some expenses for the hotel.
Correct, because we were there for 5 days and 4 nights.
And you are asking for $350, which is less than the cost of the ticket, so your $300, sir, paid portion of the plane ticket. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Look at that. You paid part of the plane ticket and you didn't even know it.
That's great.
Mr. Sieber, you look like a sweet young man. You're 22 years old, so I will attribute some of what you say to me today as being words from somebody who is not yet fully cooked. Just starting to shave and just starting to feel yourself. So I want you to understand something. You're supposed to have a reasonable moral compass. You're not supposed to toy with somebody else's affections. And I think that you're a smart aleck enough to know that by going to Spain with her, you were toying with her affections. You're not supposed to do that. It's unkind. And should you find yourself at the other end of this affection stick at some point in your life, I guarantee you won't like it. But I've been around long enough, Mr. Sieber, to know that what goes around comes around. And it may not come around today, it may not come around tomorrow. But if you're not nice to people, eventually it's going to come back and bite you in the behind. We understand each other?
Clearly.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $350. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's just sad when friends have to start suing each other.
I'm just happy that I'm going to actually get my money back.
It was never a relationship to begin with. It was all made up in our mind.
I might have been misled by him.
It was made very clear before we left it was what it was. There was going to be nothing more.
Not the person that I thought he was.
She's a nice lady.
He's just being rude.
We were only friends, and that's all it would ever be.
We're not friends anymore.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Kurlanchik versus McEnany Burt. Step forward.
24-year-old teacher Jennifer Kurlanchik is suing her friends, 23-year-old student Paul McEnany and 24-year-old inventory controller Mike Burt for damages to a Hummer limo she rented on her birthday. Jennifer claims they broke the sunroof.
Ms. Kurlanchik, you rented a limousine to celebrate, I assume, your 24th birthday, and you invited a whole group of people to go with you. Two of the people you invited were these two gentlemen here, who, according to you, got a little out of hand and caused damage to the limousine. You were charged for the damage, and you want them to contribute to the cost of the damage that they did themselves. They say everybody was sort of involved in the nonsense, right?
Yes. Yeah.
How old are you?
23.
What's your first name?
Paul. 24. Mike.
First name?
Jennifer.
What do you do for a living, Jennifer?
I'm a special ed teacher.
Paul?
I'm a student and I bartend.
Student of what?
Student in advertising. Logistics management and work as inventory control clerk, and as well as go to school.
Look what responsible people we have here. When was your birthday?
February 29th.
How big was the limousine?
It fit 15 people. It was a H2 Hummer limousine, so it's pretty large.
I've seen those things driving in the street. You can see them coming about a block away. And how do you know these? And how do you know these two guys?
We're friends. We're in the same fraternity, sorority. We're all friends. We're friends.
We're friends.
What kind of damage was done to the limousine?
The emergency exit window flew off on a major highway, shattered pieces, and I was charged the damages.
You mean the roof, like a sunroof?
Yes, it's actually a moonroof, and it flew off. There's 3 ledges to unlatch, and the boys unlatched it, and around 2:30 in the morning, it flew off. I didn't see it fly off. That's my witness saw.
How do you know it was these two boys that unlatched the moonroof?
Well, when the incident happened, Mike looked at me and said, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it." And I didn't know what actually had happened. I was like, okay, fine, you can take care of it. After the incident happened, Paul comes up to me and he says, well, I was touching a button that made the sunroof go up and down. And that's where I was like, oh, so Paul and Mike were doing it. They were also at the back of the vehicle where the sunroof was located, along with Tracy and one of her friends.
So that's all that you know about how this happened?
Mm-hmm.
Step up. Tell me your name.
My name's Tracy.
Tracy what?
Thompson.
Were you sitting in a location where you could observe these two young men?
The way the limo was set up is there was 2 doors in the back. There was a bench seat that went across there, and I was sitting right there. At the top where the moonroof was, there was a stereo, buttons to turn on the lights in the bar. At that point in time, I had seen people playing with all the lights because lights were changing, everything was moving around. Then all of a sudden, moonroof flew off the top of the car. It was gone. Both of these two looked at each other like, what do we do now? So.
How many people were sitting in their general vicinity?
There was one other person sitting next to me, and it was me. It was these two in front of us. And then the rest of the limo went down with people sitting all the way down in the front.
Now, you say other people were touching the buttons, other than Mike and Paul?
Not that I know of.
So it was just Mike and Paul touching the buttons?
They were the only two that could touch the buttons. There was nobody else around.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I told everybody in this limousine, you cause any damage, you can be responsible for it, because I had to sign basically.
Shh, shh. Where are you now?
Here.
What is here?
Judge Judy.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jennifer Kurlanchik says former friends Paul McEnany and Mike Burt owe for damages to a limo she rented on her birthday. The men claim they didn't do it.
Okay. Did you say to Jennifer when the moonroof flew off, don't worry, I'll take care of it?
That's correct. I did say that, but that was at the end of the night.
Okay. Now, when you said, don't worry, I'll take care of it, were you referring to the moonroof?
No, I was referring to the driver, because he was getting a little irate and telling us, who's paying for it, who's paying for it? And as we stopped the car, exited, I told her, you know, we're going to take care of it. We're going to help you out as far as talking to the limo driver, saying who was at fault, and this, that, and the other.
Not this, that, and the other thing. So you said to her, don't worry, I'll take care of it, because you were going to explain to the limo driver whose fault it was. Mm-hmm. Did you do that?
Well, no, at the point in time she asked me to leave, so I left.
So you didn't?
No.
Well, let's say that you did go to the limo driver to explain whose fault it was. What would you have told the limo driver?
I told him what...
Look at me. No, right here.
All right. Basically, I told him... I would have told him that it wasn't explained to us that this is an emergency escape hatch, because they said later on that it's an emergency escape hatch, and it was labeled. No, it wasn't labeled, and the driver never explained to us.
Then you were going to be arguing with him. Let me explain this to you, Mike. Basically, you would have said to the driver, I was touching the buttons with my friend Paul, and the moonroof fell off, but nobody explained to us that it was an emergency door. And it wasn't marked, so how are we supposed to know that it was an emergency door? Is that what you would have said to him?
In so many words, yes.
In less words than you just told me.
Yeah, hopefully.
So you would have said, yeah, we did it. But we didn't know if we touched these buttons and that sort of stuff that this moonroof was going to fall off. It was not properly marked.
Right.
But we did it.
Well, the only thing I had to do with it was I closed it when we got to Dallas. We were leaving from Denton to Dallas. Somebody opened it other than me and Paul. When we got to Dallas, I closed it. That's the last thing I had to do with it. And everybody's pointing fingers at me for some reason. And I'm trying to tell her, no, it's not me. And she doesn't want to buy that. She wants to say, you know, yeah, you did
Somebody
it.
else.
She just basically wants to get her money back.
From what Jennifer told me is there were 3 different latches too, and the only thing I ever touched is the one front latch that I thought would push it up, and it went flying off. So those 2 latches had to be undone, and I know other people around that area. I wouldn't, yeah.
Okay. Now, why did you push that one latch up?
Just to open. I thought it was a sunroof. It looked like a sunroof. Nobody told us it was an emergency exit.
You just wanted to get some air.
Yeah.
There's 15 bodies, body heat, and everything else. So we opened up.
So, Jennifer, what?
I have warning signs on the sunroof as well as the latches. There had to be some work done to get these latches to come off. It's not a simple button. It's not
Well, maybe it wasn't their fault, my dear. Maybe it was the fault of the limousine.
Can I
Maybe.
say that?
Shh.
Sorry.
Why, you want to fight with me about that?
No.
Maybe it was the fault of the limousine.
Well, I told everybody in this limousine, you do anything, you cause any damages, you break any glass, you're going to be responsible for it, because I had to sign basically.
Shh. Where are you now?
Here.
What is here?
Judge Judy.
My space. Go ahead.
I had to sign a blank credit card slip that says we're going to charge you $600 for the flat rate.
Jennifer, my dear, you take 15 people out for an evening of partying. You sign on for a 15-passenger Hummer limousine, and you are going to expect that some damage might be done, for which you are going to be responsible. There isn't a shred of credible evidence that these 2 young men are responsible for that emergency exit. Not at all. The fact that they were sitting around there, the fact that they may have been touching it, the fact that he went to open up one of the latches to let some air in, that doesn't make him responsible. I don't even know if you're responsible. It's quite possible that there was a malfunction by the car. And the fact that the limousine company is charged a credit card, perhaps you should sue them.
The fact that they touched the roof and then
So what?
it flew off.
So what? So what? That doesn't make it their fault. I am not satisfied that you have sustained your burden to demonstrate that these 2 young men are responsible, that they either negligently, recklessly caused the damage to the limousine. It is just as plausible that someone else had touched one or more of those things at some point during the evening, and when he opened up one latch to let in some air, the thing fell off. That's also plausible. That doesn't make him responsible. And if the limousine company refuses to give you back your money, sue them, because I don't think you have a case against these 2 young men. That's all. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mrs. Brown, the defendant is your son.
Right.
Is that right? Are those prescription glasses, sir?
Yes, ma'am, very much so.
Well, would you take them off, please? Because if you have to read anything, I'll let you put them back on. Very good.
They're not for reading, they're for seeing you, Your Honor.
Well, put them back on again for a second, sir. Take a good look. Now take them off. Mrs. Brown, your lawsuit seeks return of money for several things. The first thing is bail money that you claim that you loaned to your son at some point. The second thing is for mortgage payments on a house that you are currently living in. And from what I gather from your complaint, there was some sort of an arrangement that your son would make the mortgage payments on this house, and ultimately the house would belong to him. You would live in the house, take care of your grandson, your son, correct? And then there was some sort of an altercation with your son, you put him out of the house, and you believe that he should continue to make the mortgage payments on the house as per your agreement.
No.
Oh, good. Glad to hear that.
I am only asking for a mortgage, well, it's not just mortgage, it's household expenses for the month of August, which he lived in my house. That was August of 2001 was the last month that he lived in my house, and he did not pay anything.
Okay, so it's just for 1 month?
It's just for 1 month. And it's $1,500 for the household expenses because that was our agreement.
How much was the mortgage payment?
$758.
Okay. How much was the bail?
The bail was $1,000.
And you have proof of that?
Yes. I have a bank statement here where I took the money out of the bank.
No, I need the bail statement, not where you took the money out.
I could not find it. I looked and looked, and I could not find the bail statement. I don't know if he has it or what.
All right. And the second thing that you want is for verbal abuse, which you don't get paid for, because you're suing him for $4,000. Way over. Okay, and the mortgage payment is $758. Okay, let's get to the bail first. Tell me the circumstances surrounding this bail.
The bail was, he was driving a car that was illegally licensed, and he got pulled over, and they took him to jail. And I can't remember if he had some other...
When was this?
This was in June of 2001.
Does that sound familiar, sir?
It sounds familiar. In January, yes.
January of
Yeah.
2001?
No, it wasn't January. It was in the spring. The weather was beautiful.
Oh. Were you taken to jail, sir?
Yep.
Did you have bail?
Yep.
Where'd you get it from?
I have retrieved bail from Michael, a friend of mine. My mom has put up collateral for her house more than once, but just collateral.
No, I paid $1,000 and the collateral for that particular bail. The one he's talking about was for another charge that he was charged with, and his friend Michael did pay that bail for him because I had no more money to pay any more bail.
Why do you think your mother would lie about posting bail for you?
That's going to be the whole case. She's used her collateral more than once. I've asked her
More
to
than
use...
once for your bail?
Yep.
Well,
Yes,
how many
ma'am.
times have you been arrested, sir?
A few.
How many is a few?
A number?
Do you not... Are you telling me you don't remember?
Well, Your Honor, I've absolutely been in trouble. I haven't recently, but yes, I've been in a deal of trouble and asked her for collateral at least 4 times.
Okay, well, this time she says in June of 2001, she also had to post the bail. So if you can't remember how many times you've been arrested, maybe you don't remember who posted the bail all the time.
I remember exactly who posted the bail, Your Honor.
Well, who posted the bail in June?
Michael.
She said that that was in January.
No, he
There
said
was no
that
arrest in June. I was only arrested in January. I went to the court
I
dates.
could
I
be
know
wrong
what the
with
date
the
is.
month. It was in the spring. Those two cases were very close together.
Okay. Tell me, Mrs. Brown, did you get a call from your son from jail?
Yes.
Well, tell me about the phone call. Maybe that will
He
jog his
just called
memory.
and said that he had been arrested and he needed to get bailed out, and could I get the money? And I said, yes. The money that I used was money that was supposed to stay in the bank. That's why I am asking for the money back, because the money was for something else.
What was it for?
It was for, we were going to do some work on the house.
Let me look at your statement. You say that you took out $1,000 so that you would have exactly when you took out the $1,000.
Well, this is showing up on my June, so that's why I said June.
Well, it would tell you the date in June.
6/4, $1,000.
Now, tell me exactly where you took this $1,000. Look at me.
I bailed him from a bondsman in Tacoma. I could not find that bondsman. I looked in the phone book and I made calls and I could not remember the name of that bondsman. I bailed him out. He went to court. And then, of course, you don't get that $1,000 back because that was the 10%.
Let's get to the house payment in August. Did you, in fact, live in the house in August, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Beginning of August until when?
Till, actually, I think it was after, it was more like the 1st or 2nd of September, I think.
And your arrangement with your mother was that you would take care of the household expenses?
The agreement of me buying the home was me buying the home, yes, and everything involved with it.
Did you pay for August?
The money for paying for the August rent was supposed to be paid on that Friday. Something had come up, I didn't get to it. That Friday night is the night that she came home and did her rampage and called the cops and kicked us out. That night, Friday night, assuming that I'd already paid, which I had not gotten a chance to pay yet.
But
So
it's due the beginning of August, not the end.
it gets paid, Your Honor. It gets paid every single month.
So your mother is correct that you did not make the $1,500 payment that you were supposed to make?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Is there any defense to that $1,500, Mr. Brown?
Yeah, she threw me and my son out in the street in the middle of the night.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You must have had some lollapalooza of a fight with your mother.
There was no fight.
You mean your mother went through a psychotic episode?
She does not like my son's mother.
That's not what happened at all.
And later today,
I don't remember. It was such a long time ago.
It's not so long ago in the scheme of things.
You know, I have the emails when I had gotten the order of protection, and...
Let's get to the money!
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sandy Brown says her son Henry Brown owes for 1 month of household expenses. Henry says his mom threw him out on the street in the middle of the night.
Go ahead.
I came to give her the money for that mortgage the next week after she had told me I couldn't come around, told me I couldn't have my stuff, told me my son couldn't have his stuff, and I'd come to have a couple cars towed at her request, at which time the police were called by her.
Well, you must have had some lollapalooza of a fight with your mother.
There was no fight. I was at home with my son, with my son's mother, with her daughter, and with my 13-year-old nanny when she came home at 10 o'clock at night and booted me out.
You mean your mother went through a psychotic episode?
She does not like my son's mother. That's been her issue for about a month before this happened. That was her only issue. We had a fight about her before she left, I think it was on a Wednesday, and she came home Friday evening, and her first words were, she has to leave, she has to go, she has to leave. And I told her, no, it's 10 o'clock at night, and she got on the phone, called the cops, and told the cops I had been abusive and everything else. I'm standing there with cooking utensils, cooking food.
Why did you put your son out, Mrs. Brown?
That's not what happened at all.
Well, what
we
happened?
had been having an argument that whole week.
About what?
I did want him to move out because I didn't appreciate him yelling at me, getting in my face yelling at me. I did not appreciate him saying derogatory remarks about me. This is my home. I've lived here for 28 years, and I didn't feel like I had to put up with it. They had taken it upon themselves to move my furniture around. I did not yell at him. I said, Hank, I said, I don't want callers spending the night here. That's what I told him. And he just started yelling at me. And I said, okay, you need to move out. And he says, I'm not moving. I said, either you move, I'm going to go, or I'm going to call the police. He said, go ahead. So I said, fine. So I did. He had a warrant. He left so he wouldn't get arrested. 2 weeks later.
What did he have a warrant for?
I believe it's non-payment of child support. He has an older daughter. Then on that Monday, which was like the 3rd of September, I went straight to court and filed for a protection order.
Okay.
He came to pick up his cars. I called the police, gave the police a protection order. They served him, and he went to jail on that same arrest warrant 2 weeks later.
Not on anything that had to do with you?
No. Didn't have anything to do with me.
Okay. Did he ultimately get his personal property and his son's personal property from the house?
Well, yes, he did. And by the way, when we went to finalize the protection order, I told him then, I need your stuff out of my house in 2 weeks because I need to have a roommate move in with me because I can't afford this house by myself. He never came. Ultimately, I put his son's bedroom set on the deck. I told my son, tell him to come and get Hanky's bedroom set before it is ruined, because by then it was like the end of October. He never came.
Where was he living?
Around.
With his son?
With his son. He's still living around with his son.
Okay. Well, I don't have a counterclaim for that. And in any event, I find that you did, in fact, post his bail, $1,000, and he owes you $1,500, almost acknowledged for August of 2001. So I'm entering a judgment for $2,500. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
This woman, out of spite, has put me and my son out of our home that we had a good faith agreement on.
The agreement was if I died, he could inherit the house.
Don't trust nobody.
I guess he thought I was going to die in 2 or 3 years. I don't know.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Poulter versus Miller. Step forward, please.
53-year-old truck driver Craig Poulter is suing his ex-girlfriend, 28-year-old purchasing agent Heidi Miller, for an unpaid loan to buy a car. Heidi says Craig bought the car as a gift.
Mr. Poulter, you claim a loan to the defendant in the amount of $3,000 some odd so that you could purchase a car.
Yes.
The defendant says it was never a loan, never intended to be a loan. What was your relationship to the defendant?
Well, Heidi and I had met in about June of 2000, and shortly thereafter started dating and ended up in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. And during the course of that relationship, which lasted about 1.5 years, Heidi had mentioned that the vehicle she was driving at the time was being too costly for her to afford. We discussed the situation and came up with an idea that at the right time, when the right car came along, to purchase a different vehicle, and then she would be able to get rid of the one that she really couldn't afford owning.
Was it a leased car that you had?
Yes.
It's a lease?
Yes.
And how much was the lease?
$369 a month.
So does that sound right so far?
Yep, pretty much.
Okay, go ahead.
So it was the 25th of June, 2001. And we spotted a nice-looking used car for sale by private owner. We decided to stop and take a look at this vehicle, knowing that she would sooner than later be getting rid of the Blazer. When we came back from the test ride, I told her that if we can make the right deal with the gentleman for the right amount of money, I think it would be a good car for her to have.
Okay.
And at that time, I said, as far as paying me back for the car, we can work that out later. Let's first take care of what's important, is to get you a car.
Are you telling me that you had a discussion with her at that point about paying you back the money?
There was some
short discussion about it. It wasn't a real long conversation.
I mean, it might sound right. It sounds right to me that you might say, listen, if we can make a good deal on this car, let's do it. But it doesn't sit right with me that you would say at that moment, and then we'll talk about paying me back, you know, later. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay.
But there was some mention of that getting a payment plan set up down the road or something, but I don't remember exactly
at that
what it
moment. I'm talking about at that moment.
Yes.
All right. I'm not sure if I believe that. Go ahead. So what happened? So you went and you made a deal with the man?
Yes.
You did alone?
Yes.
Okay.
And I wrote I wrote a personal check for the car, and I have a copy and
I'd like to see it.
of that signed cash check.
Okay.
Um,
And then she took possession of the car. You registered it in your name?
Yes.
And when did you turn back the leased car?
It was shortly after that because I had to, I took a loss on this Blazer that I had, and so what I had to do is I had to finance $5,000 for the loss on a Blazer that I no longer have, and actually I'm still paying for it. So once I sold that, which was actually probably about a month or two after he had bought the car for me.
Okay.
So
now, when did you and the defendant end your relationship?
it was towards the end of 2001.
Between June, when you purchased the car, and December, did she make any payments to you?
No.
Did you have any discussions about it?
Yes, I did, Your Honor. As a matter of fact, I have two separate emails from 2 separate days where I had mentioned to her by email about wanting repayment, and her replies are on my emails. Your Honor, my comments are highlighted in blue and hers are in yellow.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Craig Poulter says ex-girlfriend Heidi Miller owes for a loan to buy a car. Heidi says Craig has been harassing her.
Would you show this to the defendant, please?
Okay.
Ms. Miller, those emails, especially yours, don't seem consistent with your defense, which is that this car was a gift.
The reason, if I said those things, I don't remember. It was such a long time ago.
It's not so long ago in the scheme of things.
But I said this basically said those emails to appease this man. He's very controlling of me. I had to get a restraining order against him after all this whole thing. It was just to get him to back off.
Just a second. These were in September. You didn't break up with him until later on in the year.
Actually, we broke up in September. It was such an on and off relationship.
Well, then it was back on again.
No, it was not.
Well, you want to go on and continue then and tell me about these emails that you sent, which seem to indicate that he was telling you, don't worry about getting a part-time job to start to pay me back. Because you said, I'll get a part-time job and pay you back. He said the most important thing is that you get a good full-time job,
Which
and then you can start paying me back. And you say, I'm really stubborn. I know I want to pay you back, and I'm going to pay you back. You say that on 2 separate occasions.
Just to appease him, because he was harassing me with phone calls and with different emails that I don't keep every single email that is sent to me. I'm sorry that I don't. But if I could, you know, I have the emails when I had gotten the order of protection, and
let's get to the money.
I don't owe him for it. It was a gift. At the time of when we purchased the car, we never talked about anything about that I was going to repay him or anything. He went and took for a test drive. I had nothing to do with the car.
Okay.
He came back to me and said, this is a good car for you.
Okay.
Your Honor, I also have an audio tape recording that I made of a conversation between Ms. Miller and I. We have queued up one of the most important parts of the tape.
I'll hear it.
Thank you.
Well, you do know you owe the money. Yeah? What are we going to do, Heidi? I don't know. I can't believe in all this time you haven't been able to send any money at all. Exactly, me either. Things are tight. Okay, plain and simple, Heidi. What is the next step? I don't know.
I asked her point blank on the conversation, and it's in this tape. I said, Heidi, are you trying to say that you don't owe me the money for the car? And she very frankly answers, no, I know I owe you.
No, it's clear to me, sir, that she owes you for the car.
It was just miscued.
It's clear to me that she owes you for the
Thank
car.
you.
She acknowledges on the tape she owes you for the
And
car.
I
She
also
acknowledges
have-
in the email she owes you for the car.
Right, and I have my
Only
daughter
today
as a
she
witness.
says she doesn't owe you for the car.
No, that's...
Only today. Now, If you had $369 of car payments for a Blazer that you couldn't afford, and if you gave him $100 a month, which would cut your expenses substantially, then you could pay the car off in 30 months and you wouldn't have a problem. Or if you gave him $50 a month, but you gave him nothing.
Well, I had to pay for that Blazer loan, that $5,000 loss.
Whose fault is that? Is that his fault?
Yes, because he told me that was the best thing for me to do, was to get rid of that Blazer.
Hey, listen.
That's what he told me to do.
You look like a very strong, strapping girl, and there is absolutely no reason why you let somebody else make decisions for you. Sounds to me as if you made your own decision to lease a Blazer. You could have leased a car that you could buy or lease for $150 a...
This is case number 456 on the calendar in the matter of Wells versus Howells. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Wells, according to what I've read, sir, you and the defendant had a glorious 11-year relationship. Sometimes on, sometimes off. Now it's off. It's over. But about 2 years ago, when it was over, it is your claim that Miss Howells, while you were incarcerated on some kind of domestic dispute, she stole all of your personal property. So that's the first part of your lawsuit, that you want your personal property from 2 years ago.
Yes.
Then, more recently, in 2002, you got back together again. And you claim that you proposed marriage, and you gave her a ring. And then a month or so later, the relationship ended for good, so you want the ring back.
Yes.
Miss Howells says that she deserves the ring. She doesn't even address the stuff, but she says she deserves the ring after 11 years of being with you. And she's counterclaiming because she says in November, which is the date of the final breakup, that you assaulted her, and she wants to be compensated for her pain and suffering, whatever medical bill she has. So I'm not going to get into what you say Miss Howells took 2 years ago, and I'm going to tell you why, sir. Have you been incarcerated for the last 2 years?
No.
Then would you like to tell me why you did not pursue this matter for 2 years?
Well, Your Honor.
I know who I am, so just tell me why.
The reason why is because we have been together and on and off so many times that I've lost count, and these things that I want are things that I bought with my own money. I've paid Ms. Howells numerous amounts of cash and dining and trips to Mexico, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and I've been slapped in the face, and I'd like to have my things back.
Well, you should have been more vigilant, Mr. Wells. Courts are set up to deal with divorces. They're not set up to deal with almost marrieds, almost togethers, 11-year relationships that don't pan out. You had 2 years in which to act, you didn't. But I'm going to get to the ring for a second. Where's the ring, Miss Howells?
The ring, I returned to Costco in Medford, Oregon, and gave them a picture of the attack of my right arm, and they returned the money to me.
How much money did they return?
$1,099.
That's what you owe him, $1,099. Is that what you paid for the ring, Mr. Wells?
Yes.
An engagement ring is given in anticipation of getting married. You didn't get married, you don't keep the ring or the value thereof because you returned the ring. You don't keep the cash because you feel as if you deserve it. You don't. If you're foolish enough to live with somebody who abuses you and who makes your life miserable, that's your problem. You don't get to keep the ring. So you get $1,099, sir, on your complaint.
Okay.
Now we're going to get to your counterclaim. I want you to tell me what happened in November when you claimed that Mr. Wells assaulted you.
Okay, Mr. Wells and I, being he was having some behavior problems, I was going to drive us to a Christian marriage counseling. It was a 2-day seminar. We tried to find the place where it was going to take place and could not find it. So we decided to just go to dinner and, and forget about it. So we went to dinner, had a couple drinks, and then on the way home, we stopped at this nightclub. It's a steakhouse nightclub. He started verbally accusing me things of looking at some guy in the bar and things like that, starting a fight. And I was having a good time. And anyway, so we get to my home, and it escalated. So we get out of the car, go in the house, and he all of a sudden just turned into a totally different person and told me that, called me some names, and then he told me he was going to kick that TV in, the big screen TV, and he was going to slap me in my face, and he was going to walk out the door and get a taxi and go home. Well, he didn't have any money. So he grabbed my phone and proceeded out the door with it. I said, "Give me my phone back." Anyway, he slammed it down on the cement. I said, "Scott, calm down." He came back inside my home, and he just was out of control. I said, I will give you the money to take a taxi, you know, if that's your big, you know, thing. I go, why can't you just get along with me and we can just, you know, work this out? You know, why do you have to be like this? And anyway, he grabbed my purse at one time, ran to the door, and then I ran after him and got my purse away because I had some money in it. We kind of backed up. I kind of backed to my kitchen counter, and I just, something in my heart told me I just better make it to the door and scream because of the way he was carrying on and going out of his mind. And anyway, so I ran to the door, got the door open. I opened the door with my right hand, and he immediately, and I got to scream out for help, and he immediately grabbed my right arm. It's really hard, and he covered up my mouth, dragged me to my office. It's a second bedroom I use for my office. He dragged me in there and told me the police are going to come, oh, you know, and how much he loved me, and he just carried on, you know, please, you know, tell him I left, you know, because actually when he grabbed me on my arm and grabbed me around my face, I thought he was going to kill me.
Okay, so he grabbed you by the arm, put his hands across your mouth and said, please don't scream because the police are going to come, tell them I'm not here.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, so then the police came, and anyway, he hid in my closet, and they pulled him out of the closet, but he had put something in one of my shoes.
What did he put in one of your shoes?
I have the police report, Your Honor.
What did he put in your shoe?
Meth, drugs.
Drugs. So who was arrested?
He was arrested.
What about
I didn't press charges.
What about you?
No, I went in and did a urinalysis in my bathroom. They gave me the cup, and I'm clean. You know,
What about him?
No, they took him to jail.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm not a drug user.
So this was an isolated instance?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, right.
And later today,
Your Honor, she knew I was going in the hallway.
That doesn't mean anything if she knew you were going in the hallway, Miss Davis.
Yes, Your Honor. This is how it was.
No, it wasn't. Stop making it up as you're going along.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Charles Scott Wells says ex-fiancée Linda Howells owes for the return of property and an engagement ring. Linda says he bought the ring at Costco and she returned it.
All right, Mr. Wells, let's hear your version of the events of the 3rd of November, 2002.
Well, I call this the abuse of the legal system, and here's why. Ms. Howells had made a statement to her neighbor, if I'm murdered, then it's my boyfriend who did it. Well, that was early in the afternoon. Ms. Howells picks me up that evening, takes me out to dinner, takes me back to her house, goes outside, screams help, I get arrested. That's the short version of it. I mean, that's just one incident. And I've got proof right here.
I'd like to see it.
Also, Ms. Howells is sue crazy. She's got 7 lawsuits going. Here's one that's just recent, a whiplash case. That,
Shh, I'm not interested in a whiplash case. Let me see proof, sir.
This, from here on the second page, kind of states what happened.
Why were you hiding in the closet?
The reason I was hiding in the closet is because of an incident that happened 2 years ago that was similar to this, where she had called the police, had me arrested, said that I had threatened her. I went to jail, and that's when I lost my belongings out of my house.
So is that why you were hiding? What about the drugs?
The drugs, I don't do drugs now as isolated incidents.
Just a second. What were the drugs doing in her shoe?
I had put them there.
Why?
Because when Miss Howells opened the door for the police, she said, he's hiding in the closet.
Well, what were you doing walking around with the drugs?
I was on my way.
Methamphetamine. What were you doing walking around with?
It was a foolish mistake, Your Honor. I mean, it was something I am very embarrassed about.
What did you plan to do with it, sir?
Pardon?
I mean, were you going to frame it?
I was going to snort it.
Had you snorted any of it before?
In the past?
Yes.
No, I'm not a drug user. It's
so this was an isolated instance?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, right. Were you given a urine test when you got to the precinct?
Yes.
Is it negative or positive?
I'm not sure what the results were.
Really? All right. Let me see your injuries, please.
Okay. And here's a copy of the police report, what happened. And then there's that on my arm. And then the incident of it was actually a year prior, November 23rd, 2001.
I'm not interested in what happened the year before. I'm not interested in his property that happened the year before. I'm not interested.
Okay.
Oh, this is a bad bruise.
very bad. And I had a 5-hour shoulder surgery in 1997 on my shoulder.
Oh, please, I'm not interested in the year of the flood, madam.
In Your Honor,
Well,
there was no...
No, Your Honor, it caused me paralysis, his grabbing
Okay,
me. I
okay.
have no
Right
damage.
now you look just fine, but he gave you a nasty bruise.
There was no report of that when the incident happened with the police. This is all
Because I didn't press
fabricated.
charges. I tried to protect you.
You admitted to the police, sir, that you last snorted the meth earlier that evening.
Yes, I did. Your Honor, I went down the wrong path there. And
Fine, well then what you did,
know.
sir, you went down the wrong path, and what happened is...
But the drugs have not...
No, listen to me. You went down the wrong path, sir, and what happened when you go down the wrong path and you snort drugs earlier in the evening, your behavior changes.
Mm-hmm.
Even your memory of events change. Because what you told me happened was that she set you up that night.
She did.
That she came to take you to dinner, and she drove you home to her house, and then she ran outside and screamed for the police so that she could have you arrested. If that's really what you think, I feel sorry for you. If that's what you want me to believe, I feel sorry for me. Because it's not what happened, sir.
Well, Your Honor,
What happened is you got into an argument with her. You were behaving irrationally. You were a little bit sweaty. I don't know what your circumstance is as we stand here today, and I'm certainly not going to ask you, but I will tell you that night you were acting a little bit irrationally. She went outside and screamed for somebody to call the police, and you got busted, and you got busted for either a disturbance at her home and or the drug possession. You probably pled guilty to the drug possession. Is that a fair statement?
Well, Miss Howells was arrested for marijuana that evening.
Did you?
And she was partying with me.
Did you plead guilty to the drug possession?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So that's over.
Yeah.
So that part is.
I haven't tried
that part is over with. As part of what happened in the course of that evening, sir, you bruised her very badly because you didn't want to get. Oh yeah, you did.
That picture could be from anything. If she was injured, wouldn't she have told the police that night when I was arrested?
A black and blue mark like that doesn't come out 2 seconds later. It comes out. That's what happened. You grabbed her inside. You mean you didn't punch her? She didn't say, he punched me, he kicked me in the back, he threatened to stab me. He said you grabbed her by the arm, which you did, in order to take her inside to shut her up. You were acting irrationally. I don't think that she was seriously injured that night. I don't believe that. But I believe she was injured sufficiently enough to cost you $1,099, which is the cost of the engagement ring. So your claim is dismissed, as is your counterclaim. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I feel like this is a defeat for men that have women abusing the legal system to get material things from men.
He makes up stories and he actually believes them.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Davis versus Wallace. Step forward, please.
26-year-old homemaker Shoshana Davis and her son, 7-year-old Raleek Wilkes, are suing her aunt, airport security screener Yvette Wallace, for causing her son's finger to be severed.
Miss Davis, Miss Wallace is your aunt, is that right?
Yes.
And this is your son?
Yes.
He's 7?
Yes.
And what's your first name?
Raleek.
Raleek.
Yes.
Miss Wallace, this is your daughter?
Yes.
You like him? Yes. Is that right? You play together occasionally? According to your complaint, Miss Davis, you were at your aunt's house, socializing,
Yes.
sitting in the kitchen, having a cup of coffee,
Yes.
and the kids were playing.
Yes.
And at some point, this young lady went into the bathroom.
Yes.
According to you, she slammed Raleek's finger in the door, causing the tip of his finger to come off.
Yes.
And then you took him to the hospital, and they had to find the tip of the finger, and you say Miss Wallace didn't get the tip of the finger there fast enough. To make a long story short, Raleek is missing a little piece of his finger. And you want your aunt to pay for all of his medical bills and for pain and suffering. You want her to pay you $5,000, right?
Yes.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
You're sitting with your aunt in the kitchen, having a cup of coffee. What happens? Was he in the kitchen with you and followed her into the bathroom?
No, he wasn't. They was playing in Christina's bedroom.
Right.
Christina runs into the bathroom after hitting Raleek. And
She hit him?
Yes.
Where did she hit him?
On my leg.
You mean she hit you because she was angry with you?
No.
Was she playing around? Huh?
Yes.
Sure she was. And then she went into the bathroom. What did you do, Raleek?
I ran after her.
Right. And she slammed the door?
Yes.
And you got your finger caught in the door?
Yes.
So? That's what happened.
Yes. And I'm suing because it's his left hand. He cannot participate in certain activities in school because it's his left hand.
Should have watched him more carefully, Miss Davis. You're his mother. Why didn't you watch him?
I was not in the apartment.
I thought you said you were in the apartment.
Miss Wallace, he was in Miss Wallace's care as I was in the hallway. Now,
just a second. What do you mean he was? Shh, just a second.
Your Honor, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you just told me you were socializing with your aunt.
We was engaging in conversation.
Who was?
Me and the other tenants that live inside the projects. There was an incident in the building, and I was standing in the hallway. I was not in the apartment at the present time.
Just a second. You didn't leave him in her care. Just because she stayed in the apartment and minded her own business, you went outside to mind somebody else's business. If you were so concerned about your son's welfare, you should have stayed in the apartment.
You're right, Your
Why
Honor.
do you blame somebody else?
No, I'm not blaming her at that matter. I'm blaming her because we do conjugate like that.
Fine. Well, then why are you blaming her and suing her for this incident that occurred that had no fault on her part?
Okay.
None at all. Her daughter was playing with your son. He ran after her in the bathroom.
Yes.
She slammed the door.
Yes.
And he got his finger caught in the door because he put his finger in the door. Why should she pay you $5,000?
Why? Because while we was there, no one ever, Christina never apologized. Plus, because of his, this is permanent defective.
But that doesn't mean that just because he's got a permanent injury doesn't mean that your aunt is liable for that injury.
Why not? If it was done in her house in...
You brought your child there.
Yes.
You are responsible to supervise your child, not her. You.
Yes.
If you had brought your child there and said to her, will you supervise and take care of Ralik while I go to the store?
But Your Honor...
I'm speaking.
Okay.
And she said, I will take care of him. Then you might have a case against her for inadequate supervision.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you're there. You're his mother. He's hurt.
Yes.
He's hurt while in your care. Just because you walked outside to be a yenta in the hallway doesn't mean because you left her in the apartment that she's responsible. No, Miss Davis. You're still responsible.
Your Honor, she knew I was going in the hallway.
That doesn't mean anything if she knew you were going in the hallway, Miss Davis. Doesn't mean anything. She has to assume the responsibility and say to you, I will take care of your son while you go out.
Yes, Your Honor. This is how it was.
No, it wasn't. Stop making it up as you're going along.
Never.
Your case is dismissed, Miss Davis. I want you to get a life. Be responsible. It's your son. You take care of him. Not somebody else. It's not her fault.
But, Your Honor, you didn't even look at his finger.
It doesn't make any difference what happened to his finger, madam. He's your child. You are responsible for supervising him and taking care of him. And don't make it somebody else's fault. It was your fault that you didn't watch him more carefully. If you did, he wouldn't have had his finger chopped off. It's not her fault. She went into the bathroom. They were playing. She slammed the door.
This is Riley. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats. Young man.
Mr. Ehrman.
Yes, ma'am.
I've read your complaint very carefully, sir, and what I gather happened was that you came across Miss Riley's cat.
That's correct.
That was somehow out on the street. You thought the cat was your cat. You have a cat that looks similar. You picked it up. You realized it was not your cat. You were holding on to the cat while your wife went to find out who the owner was. And the cat scratched and or bit you.
Correct.
Which eventually caused a serious infection in your arm, substantial medical bills.
Yes.
And you believe that Miss Riley should be responsible for all of your medical bills, your pain and suffering, and your lost income during this period of time. Miss Riley says you should not have picked up her cat. That's pretty much your defense. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. When did this happen, Mr. Ehrman?
Around April 9th of 2003, about 10 or 10:30 in the evening.
Where were you, sir?
I was in front of my apartment.
Where is your apartment?
I'm up on the hill, and Miss Riley's apartment's like down on the hill.
In what city?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mission Viejo, California.
So you're on top of the hill, she's at the bottom of the hill?
Yes.
Where was the cat?
The cat was probably about 100 to 120 feet away from my apartment.
What did the cat look like? You have a picture?
The cat looked almost identical to the picture that I have of my cat.
Can I see?
And that's one of the reasons why I approached that cat, thinking that it was my cat.
Who were you with, sir?
I was with my wife.
So you picked up the cat.
Yes.
It was 10:30 at night, so it was dark. But once you picked up the cat, did you realize that the cat was not yours?
After I picked it up and had it in my arms, I noticed that the tag was slightly different than mine.
So the cat had a tag?
Yes.
What did the tag say?
It was a round tag, and it had Erin Riley's name on it, along with her phone number.
And what happened next, sir?
Once I discovered it was not my cat, I advised the wife to go ahead and contact Miss Riley because it was late at night, and our community that we live in is infested with coyotes. And I was concerned for the safety of this cat because of all the coyotes.
So did your wife contact her?
Yes, my wife went upstairs and contacted her.
Step up. So far, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. What happened when you called Miss Riley, Mrs. Ehrman?
I informed Miss Riley that we spotted her cat, which looked similar to our cat. You know, do you want to come and obtain your cat? She said, okay, I'm on my way up. I informed my husband she's on her way up, but our complex...
So you came outside after you spoke to her?
Correct.
And you went over to your husband. Your husband was still holding the cat?
Yes, he was.
And you said she's on her way?
I informed him he's on her way, and I was walking down the hill to escort her up.
When you called and said, we have your cat, did she say anything else to you?
Not much of anything, like, okay, where are you, and where's my cat?
Okay. And now when you went down, you found her and you brought her back up?
Correct.
What happened when you brought her back up?
We approached my husband, who now at this point had the cat on the ground. He showed to her what the cat had did as far as scratches goes and a bite on his finger and thumb. She informed us, oh my God, I cannot believe my cat did this. You know, my cat normally does not do stuff like this. So we explained to her, well, we'll clean it up. We wrapped the cat up in a towel and went to the car and drove her cat back down to her apartment.
So far, is that what happened?
Mm-hmm, exactly.
So there's no question that her cat bit and scratched you.
Correct.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
After the bite occurred, I immediately poured out iodine, peroxide, alcohol, and all sorts of salves and wrapped up the wound. I kept monitoring it for the next 2 weeks, and it appeared to be healing on the outside. About 2 weeks later, my hand started getting swollen, and at that moment in time, I totally forgot about the cat bite. I was just trying to figure, okay, what's going on with my hand? And it got really, really sore. And the wife, pretty much ordered me to go to the emergency room, and which I did. And at that moment in time, they thought it was torn ligaments. They sent me over to a hand specialist. He saw signs of something else. He started poking around, and there was no pain in certain areas. And he started jogging my memory and saying what happened. And it just stumbled me again, like the cat bite. As soon as I said a cat bite happened, immediately he ordered me for an emergency MRI. He came in and saw the results and said, you're not going home. You're going to the emergency room now. And I go, what do you mean? And he explained to me that the infection went from the thumb, came down the palm, wrapped around my wrist, and was shooting up my arm. He said if I did not get immediate medical attention, I would have been dead in less than 2 weeks. So, of course, I contacted my wife, who escorted me to the hospital, and I was admitted for my first of 4 surgeries.
First of 4 surgeries?
First of 4, yes. And I have pictures of the actual stitches. They are double-sided.
Everything okay now?
I am going through physical therapy as right now, and the progress is improving slowly, but it is getting better, yes.
Now, Mr. Ehrman, did you contact an attorney at any time?
Yes, I did, ma'am, and unfortunately, all the attorneys I contacted, when I stated that I lived in an apartment residence as well with Ms. Riley, they felt that unfortunately there was no assets to go after so that I can receive full compensation for what is due to me.
What do you do for a living, Miss Riley?
I'm a programs coordinator for a nonprofit organization.
You have homeowners insurance?
No, I live in an apartment.
And Your Honor, when we move into the apartment community, they give us this big, thick packet. And one of the papers in here is regarding pets.
Can I see it?
And on this, I highlighted it for you.
You live in the same community?
Mm-hmm. We live in
And on it, it does state that the residents agree to be responsible for any and all damages caused by that pet while on that property.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What is the purpose of an identification tag, Miss Riley?
To call me and have me come pick the cat up.
If what?
If the cat gets out.
Well, that's what he did.
And later today,
you evidently told the state that Miss Eccles was your child care provider. Now, if you think that the state is going to make you a gift, you are absolutely mistaken.
Well, how come they...
We are not going to make you a gift for committing fraud.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. David Ehrman says neighbor Erin Riley owes for medical bills due to a cat bite. Erin says David should have never picked up her cat.
Miss Riley, I've read your answer. I would like you to explain to me why you believe that you are in no way responsible for Mr. Ehrman's injury.
I don't think that he should have picked up the cat in the first place. I realize that my cat does look a lot like his cat, but my cat was hissing and very upset. I feel like he should have put it down. I feel like it wasn't his responsibility to save it from coyotes.
Okay. Does your cat have claws?
Yes.
So is your cat an indoor cat or an outdoor cat?
Indoor cat.
What was your cat doing out on the 9th of April?
It escaped at around 9:30. I actually went to go look for it for about an hour.
Escaped how?
It got out my patio door when I was cleaning.
Has that ever happened to you before?
No.
You mean your cat has never gotten out before?
No.
Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Is your cat registered with the county
No.
where you live?
No. It has its shots, and I have a shot record.
But the tag that the cat wears is not a registration tag, is that correct?
No, it's an identification.
What is the purpose of an identification tag, Miss Riley?
To call me and have me come pick the cat up.
If what?
If the cat gets out.
Right. You put the tag on the cat to encourage people, if they find your animal, to pick up the phone and call you in order to return your cat, correct?
Correct.
Well, that's what he did. He did no more than accept your invitation. If he picked up the cat and saw it wasn't his and just put it down, he wouldn't have gotten hurt. Isn't that right?
That's correct.
He was holding your cat, doing exactly what you wanted him to do, which was to call him. It was your invitation. Didn't you ever think of that?
I wasn't expecting my cat to get out.
Well, if you weren't expecting your cat to get out, then why did you put the collar on your cat with the tag and your telephone number on it?
Because my daughter put that tag on my cat. I don't know. I mean, in the case that it did
how old
get
is your
out.
daughter?
She's 9.
Madam, your daughter did not put the tag on the cat. Whose name is on the tag? Yours or your daughter's?
It's the cat's name.
What's the cat's name?
Cherry.
Does it have a last name?
No.
What name was on the tag?
Erin. I said Erin Riley and her phone number.
Oh, well, we replaced the tag. I'm sorry, I forgot. This was a while ago.
Whose name is Erin Riley?
My name.
So your daughter did not put your name and telephone number on. You put your name and telephone number on the tag and attached it to the cat. Right?
Yes.
Your Honor, let me
What?
make a statement. As far as her statement that she made earlier saying that the cat only got out once, unfortunately that is false.
Of course it's
brought
false.
witnesses with me as well that have seen the cat on the premises multiple times, especially near my apartment as well.
Is that you?
Both of them.
Tell me your name.
Shannon Ehrman. And yes, on multiple occasions, I have seen the cat right directly in front of our complex.
How do you know it was her cat and not his?
Because I seen the cat the
She
night
lives with
that it
us.
happened, prior to the incident that happened with him, that I saw the cat.
How many times prior to the evening of April 9th had you seen that cat?
Never.
So you never saw it before?
Never before.
After that night?
At least 2 more times after that.
After he was injured?
Correct.
Miss Riley, I want you to take a look at these and tell me if this is the agreement that you signed ultimately when you moved into your apartment.
Of course. Yes.
Well, then you agreed to be responsible, right? You saw his injuries, I assume.
No, I haven't.
Well, just show her the scars as a result of the injury. These are the photographs that were taken while they were stitched. You still have the cat, Miss Riley?
Yes, I do.
Miss Riley, your cat is responsible for the injury that Mr. Ehrman suffered. There isn't a question in my mind about that.
Okay.
I don't think that there's a question in your mind about it
No.
either. I think that the only issue is, do you bear responsibility? I think that by A, allowing your cat to escape and having signed the agreement with your landlord that you would be responsible for any and all damage, you are in fact responsible. But more so, you encouraged people like Mr. Ehrman to act when you placed a tag on your cat that gave your name and your telephone number and said, please help me if you find my cat that's gotten out. He did exactly what you told him to do. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I felt that I was getting nowhere and I had to pursue legal action for what little I could get to pay the enormous amount of medical bills.
I'm responsible, but once the cat scratched him, he should have dropped it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bronwyn versus Reed. Step forward, please.
73-year-old salesman Ben Bronwyn is suing 36-year-old dog breeder Renee Reed for $250. Ben says the miniature dachshund he bought from Renee is too big to fit through his doggy door.
Mr. Bronwyn, sometime last year you purchased this dog from the defendant, and you purchased the dog as a miniature dachshund.
That's correct.
Well, the dog, according to you, got a little bigger than you thought a miniature dachshund should be, and this lawsuit is about your demand that the defendant pay for a new doggy door.
Right.
Because your dog can't fit through the little doggy door that you
Not
put
easily.
in.
Right.
Because he got too big.
Right.
The defendant says it is a miniature, but she says if she told you that if you were dissatisfied, she would give you your money back, and you didn't want to do that.
Not an option, Your Honor.
It's not an option because you love your dog.
That's correct.
So why are you here, sir?
I'm here because, first of all, I was told, and I have a documentation that says he's a miniature, right? I have other documentation that says he's not a miniature.
Let me see the standard for the breed.
Okay.
Because even I know a little bit about that. They have to weigh a certain amount if they're a miniature, if they're irregular, otherwise they're ruled ineligible in competition. All right, let's take a look and see what we have here. How much does your dog weigh?
Okay, at this time, he's 14.4 pounds.
11 pounds and under is a miniature.
Right,
16 to 32 pounds is a standard.
right.
What are they when they're in the middle of 11 and 16?
I'd say he's an underweight standard.
Between 11 and 16 is sort of a gray area.
Okay.
Either you have a big miniature or an undersized standard.
Okay.
What was your intended purpose with this dog? As a pet?
Well, here's the, all my wife, oh, yes, right, it's a pet, right. One that I could easily take for walks, carry around, one that I could handle very, very easily that wouldn't walk me rather than me walk him.
Listen to me, sir.
Yeah.
The difference, you're cute, but the difference is 3 pounds.
Right.
Because if the dog weighed 11 pounds, you wouldn't be complaining. The dog weighs 14 pounds. The difference of 3 pounds isn't pulling your arm out of your socket. She offered you your money back.
That's definitely not an option.
Well, because you love the dog.
That's correct.
So what are you fetching about?
I just wanted to pay for a new dog door.
She
that he can
she
fit.
didn't have to pay for a new dog door. That's ridiculous.
Well,
I mean, that's ridiculous. I have a Shih Tzu,
all right,
and I wanted a small one.
right,
And it turned out she was an extra couple of pounds more than I thought she would be.
okay.
I didn't go back and complain to the breeder. I love her. I had to buy a different doggy bag to keep her in because the one I got was for a little teeny dog. My dog got a little bit bigger than that. I got bigger things to worry about, sir. And I guarantee you I made more than $250 for the dog's luggage than I do for my own luggage.
That's
Not her problem. She sold you what looks to me to be a noisy, but very playful and very frisky little dog. I've seen dachshunds that are bigger, and so have you.
Yes.
Because according
Not
to
many, though, right?
according to your papers, they can get up to 32 pounds.
Oh, yes, maximum, right.
Go enjoy your dog, sir. You have no case. Case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may stay. Your Honor, this is case number 592 on the calendar in the matter of Fox versus Rita Ann Turner. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Miss Fox, your car was stolen.
Correct.
When was it stolen?
It was stolen October 6, 2001.
And from where was it taken?
From our apartment complex.
What kind of car was it?
It was a 1990 Toyota Camry.
And somehow you came into possession of that car, you're going to tell me how, and totaled it, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you want the defendant and her mother to be responsible for the damage.
Correct.
What time of the day did you find the car missing?
The car was missing at approximately 8:20 p.m.
Okay. Now, when did you see the car, Miss Rita?
October the 8th.
Tell me where.
They drove up to meet me.
Who's they?
Marcus and...
Marcus who?
Your Honor.
And who else?
Fallon and Renee, Your Honor.
So there were 3 people in the car?
Yes, Your Honor.
And when you said they drove up where?
I was sitting on the curb with my next-door neighbor, Laura, and Michelle, watching the kids play roller hockey. They just drove up on the side, just on the middle of the street.
Yes, go ahead.
And Marcus had asked me to get into the car, and I asked him, whose car is it? And he said it's his friend's car. So I hesitated, but I got in.
You got into the car?
Yes, Your Honor.
You ever seen that car before?
I saw him driving it before, like a day before.
Okay. Miss Rita, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to understand something. I have this crystal ball that lives with me all the time, so I know everything. So I want you to forget whatever story you told your mother. I want you to forget whatever story you told the police. Because back here, I have this little crystal ball, and I'm going to ask you all kinds of good questions, okay? You saw him driving the car the day before. Where?
Around the apartments.
And was he driving the car erratically? You know what that word means?
Oh, Your Honor.
Was he driving it crazy?
Oh, yes, Your Honor. Well, not really. He was just driving fast.
Yeah?
Just around the apartments. We saw him drive by a couple times.
How fast was he driving?
I'm not quite sure.
Was he driving fast enough for you to say, boy, you shouldn't be driving so fast around the apartment complex?
No, Your Honor.
Well, when you say he was driving fast, what does that mean? Like this? What does that mean?
Like, he was just, like, driving, like, by, like, just, like, zoom, and then, like, turning around. Well, the people next to me were like, don't drive so fast. The people that were by Laura.
So he wasn't driving correctly?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that was the day before?
Uh-huh, or the night before.
So why would you get into a car with somebody who you knew was driving crazy?
I was pressured, Your Honor.
How were you pressured, Miss Rita?
Well, he was just like, come on, get into the car and all this stuff. I don't...
All right. So now you get into the back seat of the car. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
How'd you get into the front seat of the car?
We had went out of the apartments.
Try looking at me when you're talking.
Yes, Your Honor. We had exited out of the apartments and went on the street called Tom and turned, and we were like down this really long street, and he told Fallon to get into the back seat. So Fallon had gotten to the back seat, and he had stopped the vehicle, but he had gotten to the passenger seat, and he told us, like, get into the driver's seat, Mary, and drive.
Just a second. We went that very fast. You're in the back. Marcus moves over to the passenger seat. Is that right?
No, he had stopped the vehicle, Your Honor.
I
on the side.
understand that. He stopped the vehicle before he moved into the passenger seat, and then he said to you, you get in the front and drive?
Yeah, he said, Mary, get into the front and drive. And I was like, I don't know how to drive. I've never drove before, you know. And then he was just like, come on, do it. Just get in there. And so I got into the driver's seat, and he told me to hold down the brake, and he put the car in drive, and it started moving a little bit. And my one foot was on the gas and one foot was on the brake, but I wasn't pushing any of the pedals but the brake. And some people were standing right there, and they were pointing over at us and talking. And he had asked me he said, go real fast, just drive. And I said, I'm not going to drive. And so he had took both of his hands and pressed my knee down.
That's what you wrote here. Is that the story you gave your mother? Is that the story you gave your mother?
Yes, Your Honor.
You think your mother believed you?
I suppose so, Your Honor.
I don't. Not for a minute. Not for a minute. Now, do you go to school?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you pass your subjects?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does she pass her subjects?
She's failing a couple of them.
Well, then she's not passing them. You have to tell the truth. I'm going to bring you back to something I said before. I want you to think about this. I know everything about you. Everything. Now I'm going to ask you the same question. Are you passing all your subjects?
No, Your Honor.
Which subjects are you failing?
Band and algebra.
What subjects do you do well in?
English.
Any?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead, which ones?
English, and I do well in PE and health.
In health? How old are you?
15, Your Honor.
When you got into the car and got into the driver's seat, was there a key in the ignition?
Yes, Your Honor, there was.
There was. Did you have to turn the key?
No, Your Honor.
Because it was already on.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, after you started to go very fast down this straightaway, tell me what happened.
Okay, I turned left because I thought I could just pass down the street, and then a truck...
No. Explain that to me very slowly. What do you mean you thought you could just pass down the street?
Well, I mean, like, just turn so preventing from hitting that wall. There's, like, a wall right here, and there's a pole, like, right next to it. But a truck was coming down the other street, because there's a street right here, and I thought it was going to hit the truck, so I turned it this way, and it flew up on a curb and hit the pole.
And then what happened?
Marcus said, run, so we all got out of the car and we took off running.
Shondell Fox says former neighbor 15-year-old Mary Rita stole her car and wrecked it. Mary says she was coerced by a neighborhood thug named Marcus.
Okay. Miss Rita, when were you arrested?
About 10 minutes after the car had crashed.
How do you think you were identified as the driver?
They had all found us. They all got us.
How did they get you?
Because they were driving up the street and they told us to stop and put our hands on the hood.
So that the police were coming from the other direction?
Yeah, there's like a street right next to the street.
Okay, and you're running, you and your 3 friends. Is that right?
No. Marcus took off the other way. He got away.
He did? Did they ever arrest Marcus?
No, Your Honor.
Really? Is that right?
Correct.
And where does Marcus live?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Try think very, very hard. Where does he live?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Approximately where does he live?
I suppose the house is next to the apartments. That's where he always walks. I don't know. Used to when I knew him.
What do you mean? You used to when you knew him?
I don't see him anymore after the accident or anything.
Well, didn't you call him or have your mother call him after this incident happened and say, listen, you really had possession of this car. Why don't you come forward?
We didn't know his full name. I didn't know. She said she didn't know.
Well, now she says she knows.
I made her go to the library at the school and look at the last name in the yearbook.
What school did he go to?
Cheyenne High School, Your Honor.
Did you ultimately give that information to the police?
My husband did.
Good. Okay. Now, can I see the estimates for the damage to your car? See how easy that was, Miss Fox?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, I want you to tell me, Miss Rita, why you think you are not responsible for all the damage to the plaintiff's car.
Because I didn't steal it, Your Honor.
So what? You drove it recklessly.
Yes.
You drove it recklessly, and you want me to tell you, Miss Rita, you told your mother that the reason you had the accident was because Marcus took his hands and pushed it against your knee, forcing you to press onto the gas, which caused the accident. Is that right? That's what you told your mother. That's what you just told me.
Yes, Your Honor.
2 minutes later, you told me that you were making a left turn in order to avoid a truck and a pole and a brick wall. You were making a left turn. You didn't say anything about Marcus holding his hands on your leg while you were trying to... Do I need you?
Sorry.
You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, if you want to go to the effort of having your parents find out where Marcus lives and suing him for his portion, if there is a portion of the damage, if some judge believes that he was partially responsible for this, you're free to do that. Miss Fox doesn't have to chase down Marcus. You're the one who wrecked her car. What kind of punishment did you receive as a result of this?
I got 247 hours community service and a $350 state fee fine.
What kind of community service are you supposed to do?
I work at municipal pools, cleaning.
Have you started that yet?
Yes, Your Honor.
How many hours?
I've done 123, I believe.
Can I see your photographs of the accident, please? You're lucky you weren't killed. Where did you leave your keys, Miss Fox?
My mother had the set of keys.
Were there keys in the car?
No.
How did they start the car?
I guess they jimmied it, or with one of the tools that were left in the car.
So there was no key in the car?
No.
That's what I thought. All right, so the value of the car is $3,700. How much did you get from insurance?
From insurance, we got $1,407.
So your actual losses were $2,293, is that right?
Correct.
Expensive mistake. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,293. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He stole the car, and they should have went after him for it.
Sometimes it's not who you're with, it's what you do when you're with certain people.
I wanted her to learn a lesson by community service hours.
I think that community service will not teach her a lesson.
Community service sometimes is not enough.
You do the best you can on raising your children. You try to teach them right.
Obviously, you should know not to get in a car if you don't have a driver's license and drive it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Smith versus Wedhoff. Step forward, please.
45-year-old homemaker Bernadette Smith is suing 53-year-old teacher Joanne Wedhoff for running her down in her car. Bernadette says she and Joanne have a history of bad blood.
Miss Smith, according to your complaint and Miss Wedhoff's answer, the two of you have a past history that goes back to the time when your child was in kindergarten.
Yes.
And there was some very bad feeling that arose between the two of you. You didn't like the way she was teaching your child, and there were complaints filed against her. To make a long story short, you haven't liked each other for a long time. Is that right?
Yes.
You claim that the defendant purposely hit you with her car while you were riding your bike.
She tried to run me down.
Oh. She tried to run you
Yes.
down. Okay. Go ahead. Let me hear.
Well, I was riding my bike, which I do all the time, and I'm riding east on Matthews, a block over from where I live, and I'm looking behind me as I'm riding, which I always do.
Okay.
All of a sudden, I see this car coming. I hear this car coming, and first it was coming slow, then it speeded up. It was a van right in front of me, so I tried to get in front of the van, but before I could,
What do you mean that there was a van right in front of you?
There was a van parked in front of me as I was heading to the corner.
Okay.
There was parked. It was parked.
Okay, so there's a van parked in the lane where you were riding.
Yes.
And a car was behind you.
Coming, yes.
And you said speeding up.
Yes.
And so you were trying to get around this van before the car that was behind you.
Yes.
Why didn't you wait until the car passed you if it was speeding up?
It wasn't speeding at first.
Well, you told me
but
that
it was a ways. I was just a few feet from the van, and I just to go around it, you know, to get to the corner. I had no idea this car was going to speed up.
Go ahead.
And when she saw me, she speeded up and tried to hit me. So I fell off my bike onto the van, which broke my fall. And when I looked up and realized who it was, I realized it was her.
So?
And she kept going. She didn't stop to see if I was okay or anything, because she can't say, now I know she knew who I was, or she would have stopped. So I think she deliberately tried to run me down. No, she didn't. She would have hit the van if she would have hit me. I don't think she wanted to hit the van. She wanted to hit me.
Okay. What kind of work do you do for a living?
I'm a teacher.
How long have you been a teacher?
15 years.
Okay, you were on your way, according to your answer, to school?
Right.
Back
to
to
run
school?
an errand, yes.
Okay. Do you remember seeing the plaintiff?
Yes. I was driving down the center, the middle of down the street. It's a one-way street, and there was a bicycle in front of me in the middle of the street. As I approached the bicycle, there was a woman on the bicycle. She moved over to the left, and as I got right abreast of the bicycle, I realized it was Bernadette Smith. And I just started driving, and she screamed at me, and she kind of wobbled a little, and I just kept driving straight, and I got to the stop sign, and I looked in my rearview mirror, and I didn't see her on the floor, ground, anything. She's still on the bike. So I turned left and went right to my school, which is a block and a half away, and immediately went in to the principal to tell her what happened. Because there was a restraining order against Miss Smith, there's been a lot of trouble. And the principal...
In your favor?
In my favor.
In your favor?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The principal moved my parking space so my car would be in clear view of the office at all times.
See, now she claimed she didn't even know who I was. This is what she put in her police report, that she didn't even know who I was. She saw a person. Then now she's saying she knew it was me. Yeah, you knew it was me after you tried to hit me.
Ms. Smith, she said she saw a woman riding a bike in front of her. She didn't realize it was you until she...
Yes, she did know it was me.
Well,
She
how
had
do I
seen
know
me
that?
before. She seen me before riding my bike in the neighborhood, because I ran into her one day specifically when she was walking her class up the street on foot.
Can
And
I ask you-
I
can I
seen
ask you a
her, but
question?
she knew, so she knew it was me.
Can I ask you a question? I don't know whether she knew it was you or not. She'd have to be some nut to try to run you down. That would be ridiculous. Why is there a restraining order against you in favor
Well,
of
at the time,
defendant?
they said I was a troublemaker because I was trying to find out why she was letting so many things go on that was concerning my daughter in her class and never did anything about it.
How long ago was your daughter? Speak.
My daughter is now 17 years old.
Your daughter is 17, so
Yes.
she hasn't been in the defendant's class for how
Yes.
many years?
She was in her kindergarten class, so it's been a while.
A while? How about 11 years?
Yes.
What I want to know is if there's a restraining order now.
No, there is not a restraining order now.
Oh, there
She's
is not.
talking about a restraining order back then when she lied to get a
Just a
restraining
second.
order.
So that there is no restraining order in effect now?
No, not that
Not
I
for the
know
last
of.
10 years?
No, exactly.
No, it was in 96 it ended.
In 96? May I see it, please?
Oops, sorry.
26.
Everything in there was she lied about.
Just a minute.
All lied about, so they wouldn't have to deal with the problems. Because I have the restraining order here, too, if you want to see it. This is the one, the last one that I know of, and everything in here is a lie.
Okay. Now, was the defendant granted a restraining order against you?
Yes.
And that was well after the time that your daughter left the school.
I was still trying to handle the problems that was going on. My daughter went to school up until she was in the 6th grade there, so I still had to look at her and see her every day. She still caused problems for my daughter and I every day. I had to take my daughter out of the school district, period, because of the problems that they caused. She would make my daughter feel like an outcast in class.
Miss Smith, Miss Smith, you're talking about 11 or 12 years ago. I'm not interested. All I'm interested in, as recently as 6 years ago, the courts granted her a restraining order against you. So there has to come a time when you get over whatever sense that you had that your daughter wasn't treated fairly by the defendant, who was her kindergarten teacher. So you have to get over it. I find that there is absolutely no evidence that she attempted to write.
I have gotten over that.
By the way, before I rule on this case, let me look quickly. Let me see your hospital records.
I didn't go to the hospital, and I never told anybody that I went to the hospital.
Just answer my question, madam. So you have no hospital records?
No, I don't.
Can I see your doctor's report?
I don't have a doctor's report because I didn't get hurt. I fell. The band broke my fall.
Oh, good. So you weren't hurt.
Yeah, but she
so what are you
tried to
doing
run
here?
me down.
She did not. Goodbye. Case dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Now, this is case number 539 on the calendar in the matter of Thomas Hilaire versus Smith Gray. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
You're Georgiana?
Yes.
And this is your mother?
Yes.
I'd like your mother to sit down, please. You Miss Smith?
Yes, I am.
And this is your son?
Yes.
Why don't you have a seat? Because I'll bring you up later if we need your testimony. How old are you?
14.
It is your complaint through your mother that you suffered a serious back injury in school as a result of an incident involving the defendant.
Yes.
When did this happen?
September 11th.
And you were in school?
Yes.
Were you inside the school?
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
My mom dropped me off. I got out of the car, went to the gated area, and I waited for my friends to get there. So my friend showed up a couple of minutes later, and then he showed up.
Did you know Thomas from before?
Yes.
Were you friends?
We socialized, but not friends.
What do you mean you socialized?
Like, just talk if we have a class together.
So you did speak to him?
Yeah.
Never had any trouble with him?
No.
Okay. So then Thomas showed up.
He was picking on another girl before he picked on me.
What do you mean he was picking on somebody?
Like pushing her and like hitting her.
In a fooling around way?
Yeah. He told her that he was going to pick on her, and then she said, no, you're not. And then he said, okay, well, I'm going to pick on Georgie then.
Okay. And that didn't bother you because you knew he was fooling around?
Yes.
So when he said, I'm going to pick on Georgie, what, did he do anything?
He started hitting me.
Where did he hit you?
Right here and like this.
Well, I want you to tell me whether he was hitting you or just...
Slapping.
Was he laughing, smiling?
Smiling.
And you?
I was laughing at first.
So you were laughing at first. So you knew he wasn't hurting you. It was just fooling around.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep going.
And then we were walking to first period, and he was still hitting me.
When you say he was still hitting you, how was he hitting you?
Slapping me.
Where?
Like on the arm and right here, like this. And we got to the building, we're inside, and I finally got the nerve to hit him back with my backpack.
Tell me how you did that.
I swung around twice, and I didn't get him the first time, but I got him the second time, I think around the below stomach area. I guess that made him mad, I don't know. And then I turned around to just get away from him, and I thought he would quit. And so I turned around to go get a drink of water.
Let's stop there for a moment. Up until that time, it was really just messing around, wasn't it?
Yes.
Up until that time, he was really messing around with you. Wasn't hurting you. You were fooling around because you certainly were with enough people so that you could have said to them, somebody help me, he's hurting me. He wasn't hurting you, right?
No.
And you didn't intend to hurt him when you swung at him with the backpack. You were messing around.
Yes.
When you swung the first time and missed, did you say anything to him or did he say anything to you?
No.
Were you smiling when you swung around and hit him?
Yes.
Were you smiling when you swung around and hit him again?
Yes.
Keep going. So then you went over to get a drink of water.
And I turned facing this way, and he was like to this chair, and then he put his foot against the wall, and he kneeled down, and then next thing I know, took off, and I thought he was just joking, he was gonna stop, and I landed on my behind, and all I remember is crying.
Just a second, wait a second. So he pushed you?
Yes.
And you fell and landed on your behind?
Yes.
And you hurt your back?
Yes.
And that's what this case is all about, the injuries that you sustained as a result of falling on your backside. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. You want to say anything?
Well, I didn't intentionally mean to push her, but I did not come down in the football position. Just when she swung her backpack, I dodged it and gave her a little touch, and she fell.
Well, you pushed her.
Yeah.
But everything else that we've talked about so far this morning, Thomas, is about accurate. You were messing around?
Yeah, for like a minute, but then I left.
You were messing around with her?
Yeah.
And then by tapping her, slapping her, whatever, but nobody was angry.
No, it wasn't tapping or slapping like that.
What were you doing?
Like just talking.
You didn't put your hands on her?
No. I like put my hand on her shoulder.
Well, that's what we're talking about. You put your hand on her shoulder.
Yeah.
Didn't punch her.
No.
Didn't slap her in the face.
No, ma'am.
Right?
No.
Didn't punch you.
No.
Now the mothers can stand up. So your daughter was injured?
Yes.
Tell me how she was injured.
She was transported from the school to the nearest hospital near the school. We spent about 8 hours in that hospital before we finally found out by them doing an MRI and an X-ray that she had crushed her T12. I don't know how much you know about medicals, but it takes a lot of force to crush a vertebrae in your back.
Was she in a brace?
After we were at that first hospital for the first 8 hours, it was decided because of her age and the seriousness of the injury that it was best for her to go to a children's hospital, which was a 45-minute drive, which she had to take by ambulance again. We arrived there at 2 o'clock in the morning. They measured her for a full-body brace that went from here to here, had a front plate and a back plate, Velcroed on the side.
And how long did she remain in that cast?
For 3 months. But, Your Honor, I also want to stress that because it happened on September 11th, the incident, she was measured for the brace the next day, but because the planes were grounded after September 11th incident in New York, the brace had to come from Michigan, so she had to lay in a hospital bed for 6 days, living on morphine because they couldn't come until a week later. Excuse me.
You okay now?
She had to, she could not be out of bed without the brace. She couldn't take a shower for 3 months. I had to sponge bathe her every day. Anytime she needed to go to the bathroom, I had to put the brace on her and help her to the restroom. Plus, I was working full-time still, taking care of my daughter with a broken back.
14-year-old Georgiana Hilaire says classmate Thomas Gray injured her back while horsing around at school.
Don't you believe that your daughter bears any responsibility for this at all? I'm not excusing this young man's behavior in pushing her, the fact that she fell, but they were messing around. She hit him first.
No,
There's
she
no
didn't.
question. Yes, she did. According to her own testimony, he was at most, I learned a word here, mushing. What's mushing? Didn't you tell me what mushing was when you sort of go like this?
Right.
Right?
Nudge her.
It's kind of nudging. That's what he was doing to her. And even according to her, it didn't hurt her. She was smiling, he was smiling, she was with a bunch of kids. She wasn't in danger. He hadn't hit her. She hit him with her backpack. And she swung several times with her backpack. That's not excusing what happened. I mean, he could have walked away. Probably should have walked away. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
This was not an assault. This was kids fooling around on their way to class. And unfortunately, one of them got seriously injured. Were you suspended from school?
I was expelled for 2 semesters.
What about you?
I was out of school for 3 months.
Was your son arrested for assault?
No, ma'am.
Of course not, because this wasn't an assault. So what I want to know now is, what were your out-of-pocket expenses with regard to this
I have
unfortunate
copies
incident?
of the medical bills.
No, I want to know what your out-of-pocket expenses were. I assume you have insurance.
Yes.
Good. So what were your out-of-pocket expenses for her medical care, not your work loss or anything else?
I didn't calculate any of that, and I haven't paid any of the bills yet because there was a problem with the insurance.
So you don't know?
No.
So I can't tell what your medicals will be, if any. It may be that the insurance is going to cover everything. You have to know that you were partially responsible.
I know.
Good. I'm glad you know that. What responsibility do you believe, if any, that you have to compensate the plaintiff for the injury she sustained?
Well, I think it was all an accident and that it could have been prevented, but I wasn't thinking at the time. Like, I apologized to her, and I really regret for what I did, but if I can take it back, I would.
You didn't mean to hurt her, did you?
No, ma'am.
How long had your son been in that school?
The beginning of September, the school.
Did you just start that school?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your Honor, they were in school 6 days when this happened.
Yeah,
Okay, but was this the first year that you were in that school?
Yes, ma'am.
You were just starting high school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and as a result of that, you were expelled for 2 semesters.
Yes, ma'am.
That's his punishment. And you're back in the school now.
Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes when you fool around, one person gets injured more than another. That doesn't mean a lawsuit. Your case is dismissed. That's it.
Thank
Parties
you,
are
Your Honor.
excused. You may step out.
Unfortunately, like Judge Judy said, someone got hurt.
I've been struggling with this ever since it happened on September 11th.
Horseplay, not the thing to do.
Playing around is not playing around when somebody gets hurt as badly as she did.
I'm very sorry that it happened.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Henry versus Goss. Step forward, please.
23-year-old student Danielle Henry is suing her former roommate, 22-year-old waitress Nancy Goss, for damages to her apartment caused by Nancy's Chihuahua.
Miss Henry, according to your complaint, the defendant became your roommate. She moved in with a dog. It's her boyfriend's dog, a little Chihuahua. I assume you're not roommates anymore, is that right?
No, ma'am.
And you claim that her dog destroyed your carpet. You want her to reimburse you for the carpet. She said you had a dog too, and the dogs were equally responsible for the damaged carpet. When did she move in with you, Miss Henry?
It was in June 2001.
And you have a dog?
Yes, I do.
What kind of a dog do you have?
It's a Chihuahua as well. It's a 4-year-old Chihuahua, ma'am.
And you were bringing your boyfriend's dog?
Yes, ma'am, because of her Chihuahua.
Okay, what kind of damage do you allege her dog did to your carpet?
Her dog chewed a hole in her bedroom in which she already knew about and cleaned up and didn't tell me about.
Chewed a hole?
Yes, ma'am. I have pictures.
All right.
Pictures of the carpet, pictures of the dog, pictures of other damages the dog's done.
I have better pictures if you'd like to see.
I'm not interested in seeing all the doggy pictures, although they're adorable, but I'm really busy today. Are these the only, is this the damage that you're talking about just on one page?
As far as the carpets, ma'am?
Yeah, as far as the carpets.
We also have the lawn that was destroyed, and my stereo cables were also chewed up. Boxes and...
Did you replace them?
She did. Her fiance, Brandon, did.
So we're only talking about carpet?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm looking at the carpet. And how do you know her dog did this damage?
Ma'am, her dog was a puppy, and when it first moved in, it was really young and didn't destroy anything, but eventually it started to destroy things through the month of August and September. I confronted Miss Goss about this, about the damages, and that she needed to replace them, and that the dog would need to be contained when we're not home, being that the damages continued, and that's when she assaulted me.
Did I ask a question there that she answered?
I don't know if she ever really got to it.
How do you know her dog did the damage instead of both of your dogs doing the damage?
I lived in the apartment for a year before Miss Goss lived there, and there was no holes in the rugs ever, and my dog has never done anything as far as damages. I also lived in another apartment, which I got my full and complete deposit back, so my dog never destroyed anything there as well.
Okay, did your dog eat up the carpet?
No.
Make little holes in the carpet?
No, there's no way possible. I mean, it's just unreal. I mean,
let's go back. Let's go back a second. All right. Of course, there's a way possible.
Well, yeah.
One of the holes that I saw in this book, in her scrapbook of dog, was in your bedroom.
Yes, ma'am.
When you moved into the bedroom, I assume there was not a hole in the carpet.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you moved out, there was a hole in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, she must have at some point told you or had a discussion with you about the hole in the bedroom carpet.
No.
She never had a discussion with you about the hole in the bedroom carpet?
Your Honor, that's a lie.
No, it's not.
Just don't stand there. Well, what was the argument about on September 10th?
Me and my fiance just got back from uptown, she was in the kitchen. We recycled, and I came walking in, and she was like, Hercules chewed up my computer wires. And I'm like, well, Danielle, you know, if he did that, then I would replace them. And she kept on and on and on and on. I was like, Danielle, leave it alone.
No. Just a second. Listen to me. She said that your dog destroyed the computer, chewed the computer wires, and you said, my boyfriend will replace them. So I assume you knew that it was true, because when you have a little dog, because I have, you see where their favorite spots are to go. So you've probably seen your dog chewing on wires. Right.
Wires, not carpet.
So you probably knew that your dog did that kind of damage. Then you said she went on and on and on and on and on. I want to know what the on and on and on and on was. That's the important part.
You need to lock up Hercules.
Okay.
Didn't ask. If she would have asked, it would have been fine. But she did not ask. She is very demanding. That's how she wants it done. It's her way or no way.
Okay.
All
now,
she had to do was ask.
Was this the first time she had asked you or told you that your dog had destroyed something in the house?
No.
No. So she had told you that the dog had done other damage in the house?
To wires.
To wires. But when you came home on this day, she said, again, your dog was at the wires. And this time it was to what kind of system?
It was a stereo.
Stereo system.
And a laptop cord.
All right. So then she was saying to you, you have to contain the dog, because it was not the first time that the dog had caused damage. And then there was an altercation, some sort of. And then you moved out, I assume, in September?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you get any sort of an estimate on putting a patch there?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was it?
Oh, I'm sorry, not as far as a patch. Miss Goss tried to patch the carpet, in which she spoke with the landlord about that. And so when that wouldn't work, that's when she decided that it could have been either dog.
Oh, so you
May
did.
I say something?
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Hold it. Hold it.
I have it in her letter, ma'am.
So you knew about the carpet, Miss Goss, and you spoke to the landlord about patching it?
Okay, this is the situation.
Just
None
answer
of the
my
carpet.
question. Just answer my question. You knew about the carpet, and you discussed with the landlord
About patching it.
about patching it.
Yes.
And did you try to patch it?
He said that the landlord's wife, said that Danielle preferred to have new carpet while staying there. I asked him again. I said, can we patch it? He said it can be done, but I'd rather not.
Not patch it?
Not patch it.
Then you got to replace it. Period. I mean, I know what we're doing here. I initially thought when I looked at these papers, well, how can you tell what damage is caused by what dog? This was in your bedroom. You clearly at some point acknowledged that it was your dog's fault because you went to the landlord and said, look, I'll fix it, I'll patch it.
We were talking about both patches, not just the bedroom.
I'm just talking about the bedroom. I'm discarding the living room. I saw the living room, the tear in the living room. And who knows, maybe your dog started it and her dog went over it. So, well, that might be a good idea. I'd like a little taste of that. That's a possibility, but certainly not in your bedroom. What's the cost of the new carpeting in her bedroom, former bedroom only?
The landlord just gave us the estimate for the complete and full bedroom, living room.
The
It's all one
whole
rug.
apartment is being replaced.
No, that's, well,
with
she's
the
not going to pay for that.
677.
She's not going to pay for that. How large is your bedroom?
What would you say? I'm not good with
About a 12 by 12.
12 by 12, so he says.
All right, so probably your bedroom, considering the cost of this carpet, which is not really high-quality carpet for all of those rooms.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so it's probably not more than $150. Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Welcome guys, welcome our new gameplay. We are going to play our new event 4.1 with our new device iPhone 15 Plus. I am playing with my 3 more friends, so let's see how we will play and how we will manage this event, cause it's even so hard, bro. हाँ इतना ही काफ़ी होगा। हाँ हाँ अरे दे साउंड कम करना, दे साउंड कम करना, साउंड कम करना, उसमें चार्ज करती हूँ, उसको चार्ज जैसा उसको चार्ज कर दिया, उसको यूज़ करो ना, ताकि थोड़ा सा रिकॉर्ड कर दे रहा है। रिकॉर्ड करो। अरे तो हाँ, बस गाना वाना मत चला बोलना, दिक्कत होगा। अरे यार इसको ना पिंग आ नहीं था मेरा इम्पोर्ट होता ये एम असिस्ट साला, उसको पकड़ लिया।
दूर से कवर दे दिया।
कोई नहीं। अबे यस खेल रहा है क्या?
ओह हाजी है, आवाज से पहचान नहीं था।
साला आरके कहाँ है? अरे मेरा दोस्त
रविकांत।
नहीं इधर बंदे को देंगे, खेल करियो। कहाँ गया तू? अच्छा
नहीं पढ़ना
साले रिकॉर्ड कर रहा है, देख लिए आराम को। अबे मेरा भी खुद हाल वैसा ही है। और तबीयत ठीक हो भैया? सो तेरा
नहीं, सुस्ती लग रहा है जी। मैं इसलिए नहीं कह रहा था प्रैक्टिस चला।
अरे दीदी नहीं मान रही है मेरी, मैं यहीं बैठ के रील सब देखेंगे। बोल रहे रिकॉर्ड जा रहा है, जब जाएगा नहीं साउंड मतलब।
दूसरा रूम में खेलें जाके जी, जरूरी हो रूम में खेलना।
अरे दूसरा रूम में भी रील चल रहा होगा, अभी सब रीलें देखना है इस टाइम सबको।
तो उतना साउंड में?
अरे मत पूछो, ईयरफोन लगा सकता है लेकिन लगाना नहीं इनको। हाँ कोई ना। हाँ अबे चलो ऐसा नहीं है इधर कोई। टीडीएम से यूज किया होगा और क्या? टीडीएम से यूज किया होगा। बैठो
I need a stock.
कहाँ जा रहा है तू? किस लिए जा रहा है? किस लिए? तो गुड्डी का क्या तुम साले वाइफ बन गया क्या तू उसका? साले वो जान जाए कहाँ, नहीं तो बच्चा है क्या वो, कितने को लेके जाना है उसको? छूट दिया है भाई। कहाँ जाएगा? बंदे यस बंदे
नहीं बन रहा है अभी कौन बन रहा है?
आओ बे, भाग कहाँ गया?
नहीं जाते हो
ए भाग गया बे, साला भाग गया। आ रहा हूँ तुम पे। यस आओ,
भाग गया।
हाँ भाग गया, बैठो। छोड़ना, मैं आ रहा हूँ तो फिर चल।
हाँ चल।
रुको अपन में कोई
बोट है।
बंदा है, बंदा है, रियल बंदा है। खाया डैमेज है, 2 डैमेज है।
2 है क्या?
हाँ हाँ। हिट कर रहा है।
इधर ये साइड है।
ऊपर कोई आया उड़ के?
हाँ। अरे एक और है, बाहर निकल गया। बढ़िया बढ़िया बढ़िया। एक और है। ठीक है, अंदर ही।
एक ही है।
आराम से अंदर वेट कर। हाँ एक
Teammates can still
लास्ट
recall
आराम से।
you.
आराम से अंदर मत घुसो, अंदर मत घुसो। अरे एक और
2 बंदा था बे, 2 बंदा था।
अरे
हाँ
साला, तब एक और आया होगा, तभी तो 2
सब मर
था।
गया।
हाँ रुक जा। अबे लास्ट बंदा बचा था बे, भाग।
बे 2 नॉक हो गया था।
हाँ हाँ, अरे हम पीछे को एक नॉक किए। कहाँ चल गया?
ठीक है सौरभ।
हाँ जा रहे तुम?
हाँ जा
अच्छा
रहे।
ठीक है, अच्छा ठीक है। हाँ हाँ हाँ, ये सब जा रहा है क्या?
नहीं जी,
तो
मैंने
फिर कहाँ
बाहर
चला
अपने
गया?
निकले थे।
अच्छा अच्छा।
अपने आप देखो बाहर आ
चलो
गए।
स्टार्ट कर स्टार्ट।
अभी तो अभी जा रहा था, फिर कहाँ आ गया तू?
रूम खेलने बुला रहा था यार।
भाई बड़े प्लेयर्स रूम खेलते हैं। अबे कल स्किम है, ट्रिगर। कल स्किम्स है। वही 6 बजे से, ये 7 बजे से शाम के।
This is a simulation game set in a virtual world and does not represent real life.
इसमें बोलना
Please
पड़ेगा।
play in moderation, take frequent breaks, and play
हाँ
responsibly.
मतलब एक ही बार बोलना पड़ेगा। नहीं तो एक और बार बोलने बोले तो बोल देंगे, कोई दिक्कत ना। बता दी मेरे को, लास्ट में बोलना तो। अरे मैं क्या करूं भाई, मैं क्या करूं? मैं क्या ही कर सकता हूँ। तुमको नहीं, तेरा बेटा का। हाँ तो क्या दिन भर बहुत फ्री रहते हैं, एकदम बेगाड़ी बैठे रहते हैं हम ना। ये क्या नाम है बे? तूने नाम देगा?
मामा की क्यों डांटेंगे मेरा?
अबे वो ठीक है, एक बंदा लिखा है रॉयल, समझ जा। ये ये अरे
चलो चलो।
अरे
आवाज तो आ रहा होगा। सामने बंदा है, सामने बंदा है।
Watch out!
Watch out!
Form up on me.
हेलो। अरे ब्लूटूथ डिस्कनेक्ट हुआ था मेरा। एक और बंदा आ रहा है
किधर से?
आगे क्लियर करना। हाँ हाँ नाइस वन।
अभी रिवाइव हो जाएगा। आओ भाई जल्दी।
बंदा को
रिवाइव हो गया।
ये सामने बंदा, ये सामने बंदा।
हाँ पता है।
बढ़िया।
जल्दी आओ मेरे पे आओ।
चल चल चल, आजा आजा आजा।
मारो मारो। दो बंदा एक यहाँ पे बंदा यहाँ पे। घर के अंदर एक बंदा।
साइकिल।
देखा मारो मारो फिनिश कर दिया भाई। क्या बे पुरान। ये रविकांत फिनिश कर दिया साले को। शॉटगन था मेरे पास।
अरे
कवर दे रहा है यार।
तुम लोग कहाँ मर रहे हो? रुक जाओ 1 मिनट को। 1 मिनट पीछे रखो
यहाँ नॉक है।
हाँ आ जाओ ना इवेंट आ जाओ। मेरे पे रिकॉल है तुम लोग को। इवेंट आ जाओ। कहाँ पर है?
यही सामने में, इसके पीछे है वो।
बैक साइड पे कोई हो गया। अरे कहाँ आ रहा है भाई? कहाँ साउंड आ रहा है? तुमको दूसरा साउंड आ रहा है। एक बैक साइड भी है, एक इधर भी है। अरे पूछेंगे यार। अरे गाइड एक्सेस ऑन करने दे रहे। बंदे क्यों? किसको? चल ठीक है, वो भी हो जाएगा। तो आ तो हाँ वो पेंगुइन वो वहाँ पर बहुत जगह पे एक तो क्या क्या बावर्ची ला दिए। एक पेंगुइन वाला ला दिए हैं, एक हेयर डिजाइनर ला दिए हैं। भाई हेयर डिजाइन करता है। उसके अंदर निकलेगा एक भालू, देखियो ना।
लूट देगा भालू लूट।
कहाँ पर? अरे वाह नाइस वाह। आ रहा हूँ। और है क्या? साले मुक्का मार दिया। एक तो ये इवेंट में पता है वो दूर से फेंक के मारेगा तो अपना बंदा रिवाइव हो जाएगा। पता है ये इस इवेंट में हाँ दोनों। इस इवेंट में पता है बंदा स्पॉट नहीं होता। नहीं 4x दो।
यहाँ जहाँ 4x वहाँ 6x भी है 4x भी है।
क्या मार्को हाँ वो उसको फेंक के मारेगा बंदा रिवाइव हो जाएगा।
इधर बॉट में क्या बंदा?
बॉट नहीं है, रियल है। वो बंदा जानबूझ के फायर किया।
अबे शॉप में 3x ना देगा। शॉप में 3x नहीं मिल रहा है।
अरे भाई साहब मेरा बॉट ही फिनिश कर दो तुम। हाँ अरे
Marked a location.
क्या नाम मान दिया? मान जा
ना हम पहुंच गए।
आराम से
दोनों को ले लिया।
निकलते हैं। हाँ तो एक को नॉक ले गया था ना वो बट। चल बेबी हाँ 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 वही तो बक रहा हूँ तब से। इसमें एक स्लाइडर बन के आएगा, उससे तू स्लाइड तेरी मेरे को नॉक करेगा। यस को कर दे।
बहुत बेकार चीज है।
अरे गोली नहीं पड़ती इसमें जल्दी है, बेकार चीज मत बोलना। देख डांस कर रहा हूँ मैं डांस कर रहा हूँ। ले अब तू भी डांस कर। अरे 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 साला कंट्रोल बहुत बेकार इसका। देखे ये देख कैसे फंसता है, देख फंस गया है। इसको बूस्ट भी नहीं कर सकते, सबसे घटिया चीज ये है। अरे इसका 6 एलिमिनेशन हो गया। बूस्ट होना चाहिए, 85 तो है भाई, क्या बहुत।
बंदा इधर बंदा।
हाँ हाँ वहीं जा रहा है।
चलो वहीं ठोकते हैं।
अबे रात में भी तुमको चेन नहीं है क्या?
आ गया
क्या कर रहा है पूरा?
अरे मार 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 ट्रैकर इसको ले। अबे तू यहाँ से भाग कहाँ गया? चला है क्या तू? अबे दोनों को ले जाते, क्या आदमी है तू वहाँ से। अरे भाई उसको भी एक गोली का छोड़ा है मैंने। अरे तुम दोनों को ले जाते, दो ही बंदे थे। तुम्हारा हाँ नाइस। कॉल कर नीचे वाले को बीच तो कर दे हवले।
कहाँ बे?
नहीं किया है, अब जगह रिकॉल कर और जाके रिकॉल कर।
पूरा डैमेज है भाई।
मेरे सामने नजर पे आ गया बंदा।
फिनिश कर। कहाँ भाग रहा है? हाँ अब जाके मेरे को रिकॉल कर। क्या है भाई?
सामने बंदा।
एक तो
मेरे सामने बंदा सुन रहा है कोई। कोई सुन ही रहा है।
अरे हाँ सुन रहा है, लेकिन दो बंदे बचे, एक बंदा रिकॉल तो जाना पड़ेगा ना। हाँ अब कितना लूटेगा?
मेरे सामने है।
अबे तू आराम से जानता है, मैंने एक स्प्रे में एक को नॉक किया, एक को एक गोली गया। अगर मेरा वहाँ रिलोड नहीं आता उसको भी ले जाता। अरे तो दोनों ऐसे इनको स्प्रे दे रहे थे ना भाई, दोनों भाई उनको होश ही नहीं है, बंदे आ रहे हैं। वो मजे में भाई। रुक जा रिकॉल हो गया आ रहे हैं, ठीक है पुश मत करना यार।
मैं हमको नॉक कर फिनिश कर देगा वो।
अरे तो पीछे जाओ ना।
पुश मत करना ना, पीछे रहो।
पीछे आ जाओ ना स्मोक करके। अरे वो ट्रैकर कहाँ जा रहा है तू? वहाँ बंदे होंगे। नहीं इस पे तो नहीं होंगे, वहाँ अपार्ट्स में होंगे। अरे ओ भैया एक ही मार रहा है बंदा।
I'm recalling a teammate. Thanks.
साले
दो बंदा इधर पे।
हाँ हाँ आ रहे।
सामने दो बंदा है।
हाँ आ रहा है।
अरे क्या बम गिर रहा है बे एनिमेशन। अरे क्या एनिमेशन हो रहा है बम गिरने का। बम तो वो गिराती थी। बहुत मारता है बंदा मेरे घर पे बंदा। दो बंदे मेरे घर पे।
दो बंदे उसमें है।
स्कूल में बंदा आ गया। अरे ट्रैकर ना मान रही है।
नंबर 1 बंदे हैं क्या?
मेरे पे है।
चल फ्लेयर चला रहे हैं, मेरे पास फ्लेयर।
एक और।
अरे नहीं नहीं नहीं
अरे स्कूल से पढ़ रहा हूँ, स्कूल से पढ़ रहा है भाई, शॉक होने वाला।
रुको रुको नीचे आना नीचे। हाँ
नहीं आ सकते। अबे स्कूल से पढ़ रहा है।
मेरे पे 2 बंदे चढ़ गए, मेरे पे 2 बंदे चढ़ गए।
अरे एक गोली का साले तुम दोनों क्या है बेटा, क्या बेटा कैसे?
देख भाई मैं कहाँ पे हूँ देख।
कोई नहीं कोई, हमको जैसे 1 HP कर दिया। कवर देना कवर देना, छोड़ो मत देना।
देखो ना हम कहाँ पे, देखो ना यार हम फंस गए थे यार, मेरे घर में 3 बंदा चढ़ गया था।
साला फुल कॉन्फिडेंस फुल ट्रैगर ट्रैगर भूल जा तेरी को निकल रहा है। ओए मार मार मारो मारो दे। यस
रुको पे तेरा।
भाई किल तो निकाल लो, वैसे ही तुम मरने वाला है।
नहीं रिवाइव को रिकॉल कर देंगे।
गाड़ी भी लेके भाग गया। हाँ अबे बंदे के पास डिवाइस नहीं है 16।
भाई आईडी नहीं है यार, मैं बहुत पहले से खेल रहा हूँ, ऐसा बात नहीं अभी खेलना स्टार्ट किया।
चलो यार क्लच करके दिखा दो, चलो क्लच करके दिखा दो। नीचे जाना है।
अरे भाई कसम से हमको ऊपर से फुट लगा था और नीचे से।
कोई बात नहीं, ऐसा होता है
हमको ऊपर से आ रहा, मैं ईयरफोन ऊपर का आवाज आ रहा था, एकदम नीचे से।
अरे कोई नहीं, हट साला। वो नहीं बोल, उसका साउंड कम कर दो, उसी का अच्छा होगा। अरे तो वो तुम बोल रहे, लेकिन थोड़ा साउंड कम कर दो, उसी का दिक्कत होगा। रुका हूँ। बाकी तू कट कर दिया भाई।
लगाई है ना जी लिविक।
हाँ लिविक लड़की वाला मैप क्या खेलता है?
क्या बोल रहे हो?